And thanks for joining us, folks, for this midweek NBA action on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Utah Jazz. I'm Kevin Harlan, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg joining me courtside with our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. And here's a look at some numbers for Julius Randle.
And guys, his effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Markkanen is out there with Filipowski. Then it's Keontae George. Then there's Walker Kessler. And it's Collier in at the 2. And for the Timberwolves, out of the forward, it'll be McDaniels and Randle. The guard pair will be Conley and Edwards. And it's Gobert in at the 5, roaming the paint. And like everyone else, GA, I'm looking forward to the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, we have a pair of the best centers in the NBA. Points in the paint will be a key number tonight.
Now here's Randle. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A floater, and he lays it up and in. Randle's got the first points up on the board here for Minnesota.
Every night, Randle draws a ton of contact, and he dishes it out, too.
Pass to Filipowski. Now, here's George. Kessler is screen on Conley. George passes to Kessler. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. Utah shooting their first free throws of the game.
And 72% on the year. I'm sure they'd like to improve that category.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me.
That free throw, no good. And, guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Well, a new ownership group taking over for the Timberwolves, but there remains a commitment to continuity on the basketball side. And while creating a replacement for the league's second oldest arena is a priority, they made it clear their commitment is to remain in Minnesota.
You'll love to hear it. All right, Shams, we thank you for the report. Now here's Randle. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Randle's got his second basket of the night.
Randle's got an unorthodox game, but he's got a good, strong upper body, which makes him a very consistent scorer inside.
Kessler setting the pick for Markkanen. Pass to Collier. From downtown, rebound Minnesota. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
Yeah, and that one, their intensity on the offensive end was not matched by their opponent. That led to some easy buckets.
Yeah, you know, you can't allow them to get into a rhythm on offense. Once that happens, then you're in trouble.
And so it's Utah here with the ball. After Anthony Edwards made that last three-pointer. Markkanen into the lane. The offensive rebound. Pass to Kessler. Second chance shot. And there's the nice layup by George. For Minnesota, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Spins. Conley kicks to Gobert. Stolen away. Here's Filipowski, and he goes in for the dunk.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
So it's Minnesota now, following the bucket by the Jazz. Shot clock at 3. Misses off the left iron.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Outside, George. Markkanen a screen on Conley. Stolen by McDaniels. Here's Randle. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And that's now 6 points for Julius Randle.
When coaches talk about starting fast, this is what they mean.
Markkanen a screen on Edwards. Here's Collier. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here. As we close into the start of the playoffs, let's see how the West is stacking up. Taking a look at Minnesota. If the playoffs started today, they'd hold the number 5 seed. Of course, they're looking to build on that. And, of course, Utah. They're looking to salvage what they can of the season. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played. 6 to shoot. George passes to Collier. Over Edwards.
Well, I like the effort that Edwards is making to commit to defense, not letting the shooter get by him.
Screen by McDaniel. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
The Timberwolves shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe. First one falls for him. Man, Clark, the postseason is coming at us fast. You ready to make any playoff predictions yet?
You know, I like to pause on that until we actually see a little bit more of what the matchups are going to look like. For me, it's a little too early to answer your question. So much can happen in these last few weeks, but I'll be ready when the time is right.
And McDaniels drops them both.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throws.
Inside, here's Filipowski, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Filipowski's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Edwards can't hit. Jazz trail by 4. Here's Collier, still without a basket. Larkin in a screen on Edwards. Here's Collier. No good with the triple.
He's off his game right now, trying to find a groove.
To the inside. McDaniels outside. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. If you're wondering who's been the best among the men in the middle, look no further. Here are the leaders in rebounding for the second half of the season. You look at Kessler. No doubt one of the most efficient rebounders in the game.
He has taken his rebounding very seriously since the break. It's really paid off for him and his team.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
There's the lob to Markkanen. It's stolen by Gobert. They're running. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Edwards got a couple of threes now in the first with the Timberwolves. Here's Collier. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. The shot by Markkanen. Nobody around. Filipowski the bounce pass. Kessler setting the pick for George. Got a piece of it. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Edwards. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
They're really mucking things up for the opposition, racking up steal after steal, just not letting them develop any kind of offensive rhythm.
But how about their scoring in transition as well? That's been a big factor to this point. Are those high tops or track shoes these guys are wearing? My goodness.
turnovers per game, and they're among the most opportunistic in the league in terms of points off turnovers, top 5 in our league.
And holding opponents to the fewest points per game has to be the stat they're most proud of. You know, that's a great reward for all the hard work they put in on defense. Jazz trail by 9. Outside, George. Pass to Markkanen. Another miss by Utah. Last outing for Utah, it was a loss to the Kings in Sacramento. And a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert is improving his perimeter defense as well, Greg. It's helped his overall game.
Yeah, teams have looked to pull him outside and test his lateral quickness. But I tell you, he holds up better than you think, and we know his presence at the rim.
Shot clock at 2. From outside, off the mark.
He is 0 for his last however many this quarter, guys. Might need to get him out and let him settle down a bit here.
There's Collier. Plays it up and banks it in.
Oh, nice pass by Markkanen. Knows it's better to give it up than force his own shot.
Timberwolves leading by 7. Outside, Edwards. Randall right side. Shoots over Filipowski. Misses the baby hook. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Kessler against Gobert. Kessler passes to George. Now, Filipowski. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Outside, Edwards. Conley sets a screen for Edwards. Back to Conley. Minnesota again turning it over.
A moment now to see the numbers for George. Averaging 9 points per game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And really for him, it's about putting in the work and improving his game.
Yeah, and I think he wants to. It's one of those things where you either want it or you don't, and he does.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Reed, he's checked in for Julius Randle. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for McDaniels. And Dillingham subbed in for Mike Conley. Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Thank you. Chris Finch getting buy-in from his players top to bottom. Anthony Edwards said, he's such a great coach and just a likable person. He will coach you hard and he comes in ready to work every day. We look forward to working with someone like that. Back to you.
Haslam bought in. Thanks so much for the report, Allie. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Markkanen. And timeout called by Chris Finch. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Walker Kessler.
It's clearly been a focus for him to go after the backboard, and he's succeeded. He's never shy to sacrifice his body, putting in the extra effort. Seeing the way he's been trending, I won't be surprised to see his impact continue to grow.
Here's Dillingham. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Looks for Miller, gets it to him, and plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. The Timberwolves had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. And the first one at the line is good. He's perfect from the line this time.
He's about as calm as you can be at the strike.
And it's Anderson with the ball for the Jazz. They trail by 6. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
I tell you, they were drawing a lot of iron from the perimeter. Couldn't get the threes to go down, and really the story of the game.
And, you know, that's a big part of how they attack and win, getting it going from the three-point line, but at the end of the day, it didn't happen.
Here's Miller, following the bucket by the Jazz. And Miller throws it down hard.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
Hey, they've got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
So it's the Jazz now, following the bucket by the Timberwolves.
Good work inside from Anderson. I mean, he's deceptively long and uses that to his advantage down there.
Dillingham with it. He has yet to score. And the wide open shot from Reed. No good on the triple.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
And, you know, time will tell how big a factor that becomes in this game, guys, but if you're the coaching staff, it's certainly a point of emphasis.
Now here's Anderson. Off target from three-point range. .132 left in the first quarter of the game. Outside, Reed. No good from outside.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Pass to Sensabaugh. And Nurkic has it in the corner. And Filipowski now top of the key. And here's Anderson for 3. Anderson can't get that one to fall. Minnesota leading by 4. Now here's DiVincenzo. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Phoenix. Another miss by Minnesota. And for the Jazz, they're shooting 39% in the early minutes of this game. Markkanen can't get it to go.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
Pass to Anderson. Stolen by Reed. Here's Shannon. And that one is stuck right through.
And he just goes from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Back to the action in just a minute. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, you know, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
Randall and Reed holding down the post spots. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Dillingham. And it's Shannon in at the small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Pass to Nurkic. Anderson up top. Nice ball movement by Utah. Back to Nurkic. Shot clock at 5. And here's Anderson. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. Jazz trail by 9, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And a quick look at how the Minnesota Timberwolves schedule is shaping up. On Friday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers. Then on Sunday, they'll be matching up with Derek White and the Boston Celtics.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
Randall surveying the D. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Shannon, no good. Jazz trail by 9. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. And Dillingham over to help. Pass to Nurkic. And Anderson has it in the corner. And it's good. Good time running down on the shot clock. Anderson's got his second bucket tonight.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
And here's Randall beyond the arc, and he's good on the 3-ball. Randall's got the lead up to 10 now for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Nurkic. Nothing on the board. And here's Anderson for 3. Not happening with that shot. He's put up 5 and made 2. Driving inside. And he can't jam it through. Jazz trail by 10. You know, throughout his career, Nurkic has always been, Clark, a presence on the glass. Terrific rebounder.
Yeah, he's a big guy who plays big, Kevin. He's not afraid to get in there and mix it up. He knows how to use his body from different positions. He's a terrific offensive rebounder, and even in short stints, he can impact the game with his glass work.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Now here's Randall. He's covered by Niang. Pulls up. Randall with the bucket. Randall's got the lead. Back up to 10 now for the Timberwolves.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
Offensive rebound. Nurkic finds Anderson. And finished off by Nurkic.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points, staying active even after the shot goes up.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Minnesota making a switch. Edwards is checked in. Since the All-Star break, these guys have been on fire. Courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, these are your second half scoring leaders. In the third spot, Anthony Edwards.
He is making his mark in a big way and with big points. You love to see guys get better the later in the season we get.
Right wing. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
All right, a chance to look at the stats for Lauri Markkanen, breaking down his play since the All-Star break. He's putting up about 16 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And while the numbers are decent, I really feel like he can do more.
Yeah, you know, his issue is more mental right now, I think. He just needs to block out the distractions and get back to being the star that he is.
There's the 3. Gillingham with the rebound.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck in the league here. It's just not his night.
Edwards, that's good.
On the front foot, attacking the defense. This is Anthony Edwards at his best.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's Markkanen. Fires from the wing. Misses that shot as well as the other 7 he took before. That adds up to 0 for 8 so far.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Well, you know, it's been all high percentage shots for him so far. I mean, just the kind of execution you want in the first half.
Pass to Sensabaugh. And here's Markkanen. Edwards defending. Jumps up. And finished off by Edwards.
Oh, doctor. Oh, my goodness. Anthony Edwards throwing it down with force. Get this guy in the dunk contest.
And that great replay brought to us by the AT&T Connected Cam. Here's Sensabaugh. Here's Markkanen. He's defended by Randall. Nurkic a screen on Randall. Markkanen passes to Nurkic. To the middle. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That is his first foul of the game. And Utah making a change here. Kessler's checked in. And the Timberwolves with possession. They're on a 14-6 run. Outside Edwards. Juzang passes to Edwards. And we've heard some coaches complaining about players getting away with traveling. Is that something, Greg, the league needs to clean up?
Well, it's inevitable that a few of those calls are going to be missed. But listen, you'd rather have that than officials whistling travels that didn't happen.
And he makes the first. Well, year after year, Clark, we continue to see Anthony Edwards increase his scoring.
Yeah, and I like the fact that his efficiency has gone up as well, Kevin. That's a nice combination. Scoring going up and efficiency improving, and that's a problem for sure for the rest of the league.
McDaniels, he's checked in for Minnesota. Conley now comes in for Dante DiVincenzo.
A superstar-level talent for sure. Anthony Edwards is awesome, but I like his competitive spirit as much as his skill.
Here's Sensabaugh. McDaniels defending. Here's Collier. The Jazz keeping it alive. A new 14. Timberwolves on offense. They're on a 16-6 run. McDaniels passes to Conley. Deflects the pass. Stolen by Kessler. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Hey guys, Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, "When someone hits a fadeaway jumper, they say, that's the Dirk. Maybe someday I'll get the drag step to be called the Lauri." Back to you guys.
Ooh, that's a sweet move, too. All right, Allie, thank you for the report.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
And the Jazz call time here. checked in for Randall. A switcher also for Utah. Filipowski's checked in. And so George will bring it up for Utah. It's an 18-point game. Next up on the docket, the Bucks following this one. And that game will kick off a 4-game homestand. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Already he's looking at his third foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the third quarter.
Nurkic checked in for the Jazz. Now the Timberwolves with it. They're on an 18-6 run. Outside Edwards. Down low. Here's McDaniels. That's in, coming off the assist from Edwards.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Adding to their lead, and you see that field goal percentage for the game steadily heading north.
Outside Markkanen. Minnesota with the rebound. Gobert's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
Pass to Conley. Over George. And there's another one for the Timberwolves.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here's Filipowski. Inside. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Yeah, after a nothing first quarter, he's bounced back nicely.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And I don't think there's any question about it, guys. He's got to bring that percentage up. I mean, those are the kind of free throw numbers that will get you in a coach's doghouse and get your teammates a little mad at you.
Free throw, no good for Nurkic.
You know, it took Nurkic a while to kind of establish himself as a starting center in the NBA, but it didn't take long to see it's a role he deserves. And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
Yeah, they're cracking. Absolutely cracking and looking to pad that lead.
At the elbow, Nurkic. Gobert with the defensive effort.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
And finished off by McDaniel.
What a move by McDaniel, showing the defense how nimble he is when he wants to be.
On the wing, George. Over by Conley. Now, Filipowski. He has 7 to the inside. It's stolen by Gobert. Edwards with it. Pass to Gobert. Good, and the assist goes to Edwards. Gobert's got his first points of the game.
This is Gobert's comfort zone, using his size to capitalize down there.
Utah calls timeout. Greg, Anthony Edwards is full of confidence, and it's beautiful to watch.
And rightfully so. Ant can do it all on the floor, as complete of a wing as you'll find in our league.
third in defensive field goal percentage. That means rim protection, hustle, and fight.
And holding opponents to the fewest points per game has to be the stat they're most proud of. You know, that's a great reward for all the hard work they put in on defense. Here's Collier. Lets it go from deep. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 8 rebounds in this game.
And another miss. Oof. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter. And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim unabated in stride.
Outside Edwards. Pass to Gobert. Now here is Conley. Hands it from downtown. Conley's got 5 now.
Bringing that 3-point percentage up quite a bit this quarter, shooting it well. The lead's going to get a little bit bigger if they can keep this up.
Here's Collier. Nurkic's screen on Edwards. Pass to Nurkic. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And let's take this opportunity to show you the shooting guards with the highest percentage from the floor over the last month. The 4th spot held by Anthony Edwards.
Shooting 2. You know, just ask this group. Sometimes when you're hot, you're hot. And it's a comforting feeling for a coach to know you've got one of those guys roaming on the perimeter.
And not only can they light it up from the perimeter, but they get their buckets getting to the rim as well. I mean, aggressive moves to the basket are always going to help your shooting percentage. You got to get some easy ones to shoot a high percentage.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. DiVincenzo's checked in. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
And just a much better job of attacking and getting to the line here in the second quarter. Didn't have a single attempt in the first.
Markkanen inside the line. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Markkanen's got his first basket of the night.
And you see the scorer's mindset with Markkanen. Spends lots of time in the gym working on every shot.
Edwards kicks to Reed. Here's Collier, defended by DiVincenzo. From 13, and it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up a quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And we'll be back with you shortly.
Welcome, everybody. The story at the half could be summed up as a dominating performance for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Just moving the ball, you can confuse and frustrate a defense.
Yeah, so many of their points have come off assists, executing at a very high level. And now, as the season winds down, a look at the Western Conference picture.
A look here now at Minnesota. They've come up a little short of expectations. The talent is unquestioned, but their focus has been wavering. The consistency just hasn't been there. That said, I sure wouldn't want to meet them in the playoffs, though.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
The Jazz shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. And so in the game for the Jazz, Collier out there with Keontae George. Then there's Markkanen. Then there's Kyle Filipowski. And it's Kessler in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Minnesota's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. Gobert the pass to Conley. Gobert the screen. Near the three-point line, it's Edwards. Another shot, and it's sent back by Kessler. Markkanen into the lane. Stolen by McDaniels, and they're moving it up. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Well, McDaniels wasn't going to be denied there, getting the bucket, and has a chance for one more.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
And with his percentage at 87, he's done just about everything they could have asked when it comes to free throw shooting.
We've seen some obvious improvement in his free throw shooting since last year.
And it's Utah's ball. Here's Collier. Outside, Markkanen. Five on the clock. Launches it. That shot misses. Nice defense from McDaniel. Outside Conley. Randall right side. Lets it go. Rebounded by the Jazz. Markkanen's got his 4th rebound in this one. Outside, George. Stolen by Conley. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Filipowski.
And Conley's the guy that leads by example. And as a result, his teammates respect and trust him completely.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. So coming close to 40 years of age, Mike Conley's production has slowed down. But Clark, he is still so valuable in so many ways.
And his value comes in his production, but maybe more so in the intangibles, which are really hard to measure, but they're palpable. You feel them. They make a difference. They have an impact on the team and individual young players. I mean, he's one of the best teammates and leaders in the NBA. Always plays it within himself, has great perspective and wisdom. He's just a joy to be around and a very, very good teammate and leader.
Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer, Markkanen. Julius Randle with the rebound. The Timberwolves have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Gobert dishes to Randle. Now here's Edwards. Defense is right there. McDaniels left side. Good, and the assist goes to Edwards. Edwards got 3 assists now in this one.
Attacking right away. McDaniels wasting no time there.
Pass to Markkanen. You know, Greg, in recent seasons, Lauri Markkanen has taken on a leadership role.
And Markkanen has been the featured player on some very young teams, and he's really embraced that role, proving to be a positive influence both on and off the court.
And he knocks down the first one.
Boy, in this day and age of how the game is played, Markkanen's skill set, hand and glove fit, superb at spacing the floor with his shooting stroke.
Good on both. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Outside Edwards. Pass to Gobert. And here is Conley. Off target from outside.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Collier. Kessler, a screen on McDaniels. It's stolen by Gobert. Fast break, Minnesota. Conley with the three. Filipowski grabs the board. Filipowski's got his 7th rebound here tonight. On the wing, Markkanen. Jazz passing it around. 5 to shoot. Filipowski finds George. Hits it from 3-point range. George has got 5 points so far.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
Conley, the pass to Randall. Now McDaniels. He's guarded by Markkanen. Back to Randall. Pass to Edwards. Puts up a 3. The rebound by Collier. Utah has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. George in the post. Covered by Conley. Here's Collier. Filipowski in the corner. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Here's Edwards. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. Randall's got 4 assists now tonight. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Minnesota.
All game long, they've had active hands and really out in the passing lanes. And that aggression on defense has resulted in a ton of steals.
And I've also noticed how opportunistic they've been off turnovers, doing a really good job taking advantage of the opponent's mistake.
Took the opportunity when he saw it. 15 points in the game.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
George against Conley. A nice shot by George. George has got 5 points in the quarter.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
Edwards kicks to Randall. And it's off from 3-point range.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Outside, George. Kessler setting the pick for George. Kessler, no good.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Pass to Randall. Outside Conley. Off target with his 3.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Kessler. Markkanen passes to Collier. Kessler, a screen on Edwards. Throws it up high. It's stolen by Randall. George against Conley. McDaniels. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Markkanen against McDaniel. George looking over the floor. And once again, off the mark by Utah. Now here is Conley. He has 7. Here's McDaniels. And no good. Excellent D there from Markkanen. Jazz have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Here's Collier. Looking to end his cold spell. He takes it up and lays it in.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
It's Edwards on the wing. 18 points for him. Pass to Gobert, and it's sent back by Kessler. Markkanen passes to Collier. Now, here's George, over by Conley. Here's Filipowski. Picked by Markkanen. Here's Collier. They grab their own miss. Kessler finds George. Markkanen a screen on Edwards. Here's Collier. Great D that time from Edwards. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. A new lineup here for the Timberwolves.
Substitution on court.
Here's Collier. Outside, George. Pass to Collier. No good on the 3.
That is not the shot you need to be looking for when you're trying to break out of a slump.
On the wing, DiVincenzo drills it from outside. DiVincenzo's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Just cannot allow DiVincenzo to shoot it from there.
Here's Nurkic. Another miss by Utah. The Timberwolves shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. Utah's gotten 1 of 6 3-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
There's 1:59 left in the third quarter of the game. Clock at 6. Nobody near George. Good on the triple. George has got 8 points in the quarter.
When you find some room, take advantage. Rise up and fire.
Reed with a screen on George. Dillingham, no good. Utah shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. It's Nurkic, top of the key. Nice ball movement by Utah. Here's Sensabaugh. Pass to Filipowski. Here's Collier. That 3 off the mark.
Rough quarter for him. They may have to start looking at somebody else to get the ball to.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Here's Shannon. In the corner, Dillingham with it. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Utah shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Pass to Filipowski. And here's Nurkic. Here's Sensabaugh. His 3-pointers off the mark. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And here is DiVincenzo. And here's Reed, defended by George.
On the inside, Reed's got a deep bag that he can go to. And he's a hard guy to cover.
The Timberwolves have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one.
I like the fact that Reed is pretty crafty. He's got a good understanding and feel for the game. I mean, he makes plays, especially around the hoop, that other big men can't.
And he sinks the second. Now Markkanen. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. And here's Anderson from the arc. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Minnesota out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. Back right after this. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. They've got Dante DiVincenzo. Also, Dillingham out there. And it's Shannon in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
To the paint. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Niang's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Jazz. They set the screen down low. Freeman passes to Shannon. The 3. The shot misses. And it's Anderson with the ball for Utah. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Greg, one thing that doesn't show up in the box score, and maybe should, screen assists. They're a big part of the game.
Without question. I mean, the art of setting a great screen, I think, is underappreciated. Giving those guys their just due with the screen assist on a made bucket is, I'm fine with that.
Reed, and he uses the glass on the layup.
You can't allow Reed to get that kind of positioning. He's got great touch down there.
The Jazz shooting about 33%. Not happy with their play on that end.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Dillingham with it. Here's Shannon. And a miss there on the triple. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Here's Sensabaugh. Defended by DiVincenzo. Nurkic setting the pick for Anderson. It's tipped. Out in his own on the break. Plays it in off the breakaway.
Way ahead of the field. He can do pretty much whatever he wants.
You know, and not leaving anything to chance either. That's why he takes it right to the bucket.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Larkin in a screen on DiVincenzo. Nurkic up top. Markkanen passes to Anderson. Just 5 on the clock. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. The Timberwolves have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. 6 on the shot clock to the wing right side. Here's Freeman, and they pick up 2. Well, Clark, with the game becoming more global, some are saying the NBA should adopt some FIBA rules to more closely align the leagues. Any changes you'd welcome?
Well, you know, Kevin, with all the shooting that teams possess now, maybe the league can get away from the defensive 3-second rule. I mean, there's so much switching and interchanging the players. The offenses are usually so well spread out. I think you should just maybe abandon that particular rule. Throw those big guys a bone and let them park inside at their own peril.
Jazz have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Pass to Sensabaugh. And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That's his first foul. Both teams will make substitutions.
Substitution on the court.
Anderson outside. Pass to Niang. The Jazz again can't hit it. Minnesota's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Outside, Reed. Now Dillingham. Bangs home the trifecta. Dillingham's got 5 points in the quarter.
Love the pass from Reed that time. These guys love playing with him.
Anderson dishes to Markkanen. To end the run. Can't get the layup. The Timberwolves have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And Anderson kicks to Markkanen. Lets the three fly. And Beringer pulls it down. For Minnesota, they've gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Here's Reed. Offline with his three.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And now Minnesota on the fast break. Timberwolves passing it around.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
The 11-footer connects, the jumper drops.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Here's Dillingham. Officiating is always a hot topic among fans, Greg. That's never going to go away. And some people think the game is called too closely now.
Be careful, Kevin. We don't need any fines over here. Fans are bound to get frustrated with certain calls, but overall, I think our officials do a great job, and the game is about as fair as it can be.
This is their plan in the second half. I mean, try to use the three-point shot to shrink this deficit.
Minnesota's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Here's Reed, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Kessler screen on DiVincenzo. Kessler passes to Markkanen. Here's Niang. Timberwolves shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Stolen by Kessler. And stolen by Dillingham. Here's DiVincenzo. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
DiVincenzo's got major bounce now. This kid is a big-time leaper. He can play at the rim and above it, too.
Outside, Markkanen. And Anderson has it in the corner. Shot clock at 5. It's hauled in by Shannon. Anderson's got 3 of his 9 shots to fall. Dillingham with it. Guarded now by Anderson. Here's Shannon. To the middle. Here's Beringer. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. GA, just when you think you've seen it all. Past season, a father and son playing as teammates. NBA history continues to be made with the Jameses.
Yeah, LeBron and Bronny James taking the court together. And if other players can emulate the longevity of LeBron, perhaps it won't be the last time we see it happen.
That one is off. Clark, he's checked in for Minnesota. The Jazz making a switch here. Good on the second free throw. Jazz are gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. On the wing, Markkanen. He's covered by Clark. Markkanen against Clark. Markkanen can't get it to go.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass. That's what you want defensively. Force contested threes.
Stolen by Reed. Now here's DiVincenzo. Defended by Filipowski. Pass to Reed. Shoots over Collier. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Utah has gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Now here's Markkanen. Drills the 3-pointer.
And the quick trigger of Markkanen is impressive. He's got such a fluid release too, especially on these catch-and-shoot jumpers.
Now Dillingham. With floor spacing so in demand, league-wide, Clark, there are non-shooting big men on the chopping block, wouldn't you say?
I agree. I mean, for centers, you've got to have the awareness as far as cutting and moving off the ball and then using what they call circle action in the paint to create an angle for the pass and stay out of the way. Those are things that are part of the game now for the big guys.
That's good by Filipowski.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Dillingham, defended by George. To the inside. DiVincenzo gets the bucket. DiVincenzo's got 9 points here in the second half.
Well, I like to see when guards come inside. DiVincenzo trying to send a message with that hoop.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Timberwolves.
The sheer volume of 3-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one and then do it again, and that strategy did work.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
Wow, they finished the season series undefeated. 4 games, 4 wins, really asserting their dominance.
Well, they're going to finish, like you said, 4-0 against them, and you're right, very impressive.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Jaden McDaniel.
You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
Pass to Reed. 29 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Just 5 to shoot. That shot off. Here's Collier, defended by DiVincenzo.
Oh, fellas, that was a vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one.
Well, guys, I'm glad they didn't try because I don't want anybody to get hurt out there.
So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that about wraps it up. Alongside Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan. And as always, we appreciate you joining us right here tonight on 2K. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Jaden McDaniels.
Hey man, everybody stand up if you ever had your back against the wall and had to fight back. It's your anthem. My view from the top of the moon, I can see the whole world sitting in my hand, a maze of views. We finna break the rules, and we gon' make them too.